Welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you how important SMTs are and why you should use them in everyday confluences in the market. First, I'm going to show you a little example of how it works, a little explanation, and then I'll show you a real life example in the charts of what you should be looking for. So honestly, SMTs are extremely easy to spot in the market and they're extremely helpful to use in everyday bias. If you are trading ICT, you can implement SMTs into your strategy to give you a better idea of where the market's going to go and a stronger proof that your trade will actually play out in your intended direction. Like for example, say we just have this chart over here. So we have one making a lower high and one making a higher low. So for example, right here, we have an SMT and an SMT over here. SMTs work with two stocks. Like for example, NASDAQ and ES. Why? Because they are positively correlated assets, meaning that they move together with the stock. So for example, if ES goes up, NASDAQ is going to go up. But for example, say NASDAQ goes up and ES goes down, then there's a negative divergence, meaning that there's an indifference in the market. And that's when SMT comes in, smart money trading, and pushes the market down. Like for example, in this instant, there was an SMT on the highs, which means the second that this SMT both got placed on ES and NASDAQ, the chart ended up moving downwards. If it was flipped and there was an SMT on the lows, then the second it got placed, the both stocks would have skyrocketed upwards. Also, another very important thing to note is when you're using SMTs, you should always move by the trend of the market. For example, if you're in an uptrend, don't look for an SMT to put the stock. Or if you're in a downtrend, don't look for an SMT to long the stock. If you move with the trend in the market, and you get an SMT in the intended direction of the market, you'll just get a bigger move and bigger gains. Like for example, right here, we see an SMT on an uptrend. But right now, this SMT on NAS and ES is saying that the stock should go down, which of course it did, but a very small move. Look, on the other hand, right next to it, we have another SMT in an uptrend, and it's a bullish SMT. And look at the gains this would have gave you right here. The second that this SMT on ES and NAS got put in place, this stock just skyrocketed upwards. Look at this. That's why when you're trading SMT, always try to follow the trend. Unless maybe if you have a change of a state, then you can go against the trend. And by the way, if you don't know what a change of a state is, I made a video on it. I'll link it in the description. So yeah, guys, I tried to make this video nice and simple, very quick, not to take up too much of your time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. And honestly, guys, I really enjoy making these YouTube videos. So if you have anything that you want to hear next or maybe see how an ICT strategy works, let me know in the comments and it'll be my pleasure to show you guys.